Salutations, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Logic and Reason. I'm your host, Devo Primo. I am joined with
Mel.
And today we have a very interesting story. So I came home from work and was given this video to watch. And so we're going to play a little bit of it, and then we're going to give our take. Shout outs to Pink Book Lessons.
LaToya Cantrell, originally from Los Angeles, moved to Louisiana in 1990 when she attended Xavier University, where she earned a BA in sociology. Cantrell went on to make history in the city of New Orleans in 2018 after she took office as the first female mayor of the city. Before becoming mayor, she served about 6 years on the New Orleans City Council and completed an executive training program at Harvard Kennedy School. There's been a lot of drama surrounding Mayor Cantrell and lots of criticism, from using city money for expensive flights to the high crime in the city and the city's management of its PD.
Pause. Unfortunately, she is not the first person that I've heard that has used funds nefariously. It's too reminiscent of another black woman who happened to be in a position of power.
Yep.
Goes by the name of Smith Suits Thomas, who
Excuse me.
Got indicted for using campaign funds to buy luxury items, jewelry. She paid off her mortgage. Things that don't even make any sense. Do they not know that the money is not theirs?
They're helping the people.
How
This is what they
the
have
people?
to do to help the people.
So
First, they must help themselves to the city or county funds to be able to help the people.
So, wait.
I'm just kidding. They should know. They should have been briefed with enough of the rules, and even their campaign staff around, or their governmental staff once they're in office, would have let them know. They knew that there were clear guidelines, and I think maybe that would be an assumption, but maybe they believe they're above the law.
I'm in office now, so therefore, this budget that was supposed to be used for specific activities,
Yes.
I'm going to take liberties.
Absolutely.
Okay. It makes sense to somebody, obviously.
No one will find out?
Hmm?
Maybe they thought no one would find out?
Is that it? Is this a situation of, oh, I didn't know that there's an accounting department that is going to keep track of stuff like this? Or at least for the campaign funds, it's more of you have to file all that stuff. I know George Santos had an issue with that. He didn't realize that you actually have to account for your expenditures, and then he has to start making stuff up because he's like, oh, shoot, I spent all this money on first class flights. I don't know what to do about all this.
Yeah. It's
the
an interesting
mayor-
thing. All of them, first class flights. And I think they had this dream in their head, this idea that, once I'm in office, I can do whatever I want. And now I have access to all this money. But they're forgetting it's government money, which is from the people.
And let me guess, you're going to ask the taxpayers to give you more money because we don't have enough money for streets and, the schools. The reason why
Absolutely.
we don't have the money is because we don't charge enough in taxes. If you guys would just pay more tax, then we would have enough money to buy pencils for the students.
Yes, and I'll be back to brief you all after I catch this first class flight.
Yes.
And I go back and buy some more things.
We're not going to discuss the first class flight, though.
No.
That's not something that we need to.
I'm important now.
I'm special. All right, lady, let's see what else you got.
Once again, Mayor Cantrell is in the news, this time for her troubling behavior at a Mardi Gras celebration. It's usual for the mayor to participate in these activities. What's not normal is Mayor Cantrell's behavior.
Wait, is she yelling at folks? Is she the one in the purple?
Yes.
Wow.
And flipping them off.
This is interesting.
They tried to blur it out, but she was flipping people off.
Nice. So she's getting lit, or she is lit at this point.
Yeah, she
this is
must be.
past tense. Okay.
At a recent parade. It was not known what prompted Mayor Cantrell's outburst, but the
Oh, I know what prompted that. That's alcohol.
Yeah. The thing is, you're supposed to participate with... Well, go ahead. You were saying something.
No, That's all that needs to be said. This, okay. I used to work in government, and there was a time where elected officials were not supposed to be seen with alcohol.
Okay.
Right, or to be intoxicated publicly. This is clear intoxication right here. I don't see how somebody is doing this sober. You're an elected official. You're the mayor of the city.
Yes.
That used to mean something. Does that not mean anything anymore?
For a bunch of these offices, I think a bunch of people who, as you've mentioned before, want attention have sought out these offices, and they think that's the extent of the job. Let me get attention and money and whatever other privileges they deem that are their right. And they get into office and they have no intention, or maybe they have intention to help the people, but this is what happens when we vote these people in.
That's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
The clip came from a citizen who attended the parade who
Party.
wished to remain anonymous. The video appears to have been recorded by a float rider using a cell phone. This occurred the day before on Saturday as the crew of Tux made its way past the mayor's official parade stand. In the video, Cantrell is heard yelling. To some, she appeared a bit drunk, but she gave a middle finger to the...
To some. To all. Who's some?
Yeah,
Who's looking at this and... No, she's gone.
She wants to give her some credit.
What credit? What credit is supposed to be rendered in this?
Riders, you have many people, they're like, it's not a big deal, and they're defending Mayor Cantrell, saying that just because she's a mayor, it doesn't mean that she can't react and have emotions like a normal person.
That's
This
reaction.
is not react. This is not
that's
reaction.
normal?
No, this is not reaction.
Do we expect mayors and all elected officials to also be, how could they not be human? Yes, they're human. But there's a reason we vote them to a position that's higher than everyone else, right? Position of power, and to make rational decisions. Shout out to logic and reason. Maybe have some logic and reason in their behavior. We don't expect them to do this. And I know, without any disrespect to her age, is this what you're doing at your age?
You're not supposed to be. So this kind of goes into a bigger problem that we're seeing in society. People are not growing up. There's supposed to be a level of maturity. So
that's a good one, maturity.
That's what it's supposed to be. When you, especially if you're in a position of power, you're supposed to show a level of decorum, a level of maturity, and you're supposed to be under control at all times.
Yeah.
When you're in the public, if you're at your house behind closed doors, you can turn up, you can have a bunch of swinger parties, you can do whatever else that you want to do in that situation. But when you're in the public, you're supposed to have decorum.
Yeah.
And so
or get some handlers to be able to take you out of there if you're getting a little too, out of it.
Not be out. Maturity is just not there anymore, and I am very disappointed in people who would be considered elders who are not behaving as such. Right? Well, how old is this lady? Did you find out how old she is? She has to be in her 50s.
But I can find out. 50 years old.
Yeah, there you go. I called it. So
yeah.
While others are shocked at her out-of-control behavior. The city's communications director, Gregory Joseph, came out defending Mayor Cantrell with a statement where he said Mardi Gras is a time for satire.
All right, so let's see what this guy says. Mardi Gras is a time for satire and jest. I guess short for gesture. All in good fun, he says. Interesting.
What's good fun? Okay.
The city has been enjoying a safe and healthy carnival and is looking forward to continuing the celebration on Lundi
Yeah.
Gras and Mardi Gras.
I didn't know they did a Lundi Gras. That's just French for Monday.
Right.
Okay. I think other officials would be better serving the public by calling out this kind of behavior. Or just not coming out and supporting it, because this is not all in good fun, and she wasn't doing satire. She was very into it and actually having, a time of her life.
The statement of Mardi Gras is a time for satire and jest, I don't have an issue with that statement, but this does go back to the point I was making earlier as far as an elected official having a level of decorum. The elected official, especially your mayor of the city, is a representative of the city. There's no circumstance where you are being a court jester. That's just not. That doesn't make your city look good. You're a representative, right? You're supposed to be the better example of the city. When somebody thinks of the city, they usually think of their mayor, right? If your mayor is out here twerking, shaking butt and stuff, I mean, what does that say about your city?
Well, it's funny you mentioned the twerking. I was trying
Let's go. What else you got?
find the quote
Go ahead
here.
and ruin my day some more. Let's go.
Well, she's also been filmed twerking, or they called it dancing here, on another occasion, and some activists from the city, basically, they didn't put his name out here, but they describe him as an energetic activist.
Energetic activist, okay.
Bespectacled man who emphatically punches his hand and turns. Anyways, basically, he tried to address the twerking and saying that's not befitting of a mayor.
That's true. That's facts.
But they made some comparison and said that she was being held to a higher standard than a white man, which I don't know what a white man has to do with this at this point.
So, here that goes into another point I'm noticing with social media and I guess the time of day. Anytime somebody gives a criticism to a woman, and I guess especially black women in general, there seems to be this attack mode response of saying, oh, you're being hard on her. And I have to go back to the representative, I think it was a state representative from Rhode Island.
Oh, no. Yes.
I forgot her name. Because she's the one that decided to twerk for votes.
Maybe Tiana. Something like that.
Twerking for votes. She did a upside down handstand at a beach wearing a bikini, twerking. And you can hear in the audio she says ass, ass, ass. Okay, so you're right. You guys are right. Because white representatives don't twerk.
They don't.
And I don't remember the last time I've seen a representative half naked. If we did, it was a paparazzi picture that he did not take. I'm referencing, I guess, one of the times that some paparazzi person was taking pictures of Barack Obama when he was at the beach.
Oh, okay.
But Barack didn't post that himself.
But the point still stands of why are we quick to be angry that any kind of criticism was made on an elected official black woman.
And it's not helpful. If you can't criticize, how does someone know that? How are people going to improve without criticism?
Well, they're not.
So,
But then we preserve their feelings or whatever backlash. It's a lot of drama. I mean, I wish we were hearing some story about the great things she's doing for New Orleans, and especially since they did want to highlight that she's the first woman mayor for New Orleans.
Which I don't care about. I don't care. It doesn't even matter. Just do the job. I don't care that you're a woman.
Yeah.
On top of that, she's facing a recall from a group that's only about 1,000 signatures away from getting the required signatures to force a vote on her future.
All right, we have breaking news right now. A recall petition has officially been filed against New Orleans Mayor Cantrell. For more of this development, let's send it over to WDSU anchor Travis Mackle in the newsroom. Travis, what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, Daryl, a major breaking story. About 5 minutes ago, a recall petition was formally filed against New Orleans Mayor Cantrell. That happened at the Secretary of State Kyle Ardwin's office in Baton Rouge. A New Orleans woman named Eileen Carter. She's a former employee of the mayor. She's also the...
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, from the inside.
That's bad. Oh man, if a former employee is heading the petition to get you out of office, it must. I mean, as bad as things might seem on the front end, I can't imagine how crazy and chaotic the office is from the inside.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's nuts. So that's interesting, and they're 1,000 signatures away from actually forcing a vote. Good for you guys. Shout outs to New Orleans for actually participating in civil discourse. You guys are the true MVPs. Well, actually, I have to take that back because you guys are also the ones that voted for it in the first place. So
Well, I was going to say their history. Oh, there it is. I was going to search it, and since I put LaToya Cantrell, he came up. I know about 10 years ago, or at least 10 years ago, their previous mayor, Ray Nagin, stole a bunch of funds as well. So they've had a history.
This is a New Orleans thing.
We found it in other cities, too, though, in other major cities. I think just the opportunity presents itself. I don't know. I'd have to find more information. They seem to have more of an issue with finding proper elected officials, but at least they're doing their civic duty to try to vote. That's me trying to throw.
You guys are gonna have to put in a little bit more effort in vetting. I mean, you can't. This can't be a running theme where your mayors are just like, "Cool, I'm in office now. Let's go ahead and take this money." Like, you guys are gonna have to do a better job of vetting folks. Like, don't trust a big butt and a smile.
Oh yeah, he was. Nagin is. He wasn't showing off his butt, but he definitely.
Was he shaking butt?
Well, he showed it later. No, with his behavior. Because I want to say he took money even after Hurricane Katrina. Yeah, he was in office during that time.
Did people learn today? I guess they learned that day.
It's unfortunate.
Very.
Sister of former state senator Karen Carter Peterson is the person who filed the petition. So here's how all of this works, as there is a lot to unpack. The hard part in the state of Louisiana is getting 53,000 verified signatures to say they want a recall election, and you are on the clock. Once again, you have...
The interesting thing about that is if they have a recall election, who's on the ballot? Do they just basically pull the last person who was on the ballot and say, hey, we're just going to do another rehash of this election?
That's an interesting question. I'd have to look at the rules. But I'd have to look at Louisiana's laws on that.
Well, guys, let us know what you think in the comments section. Were we too harsh on Mayor Cantrell? Did we not go in hard enough? You let us know in the comment section below, and we will see y'all next time.